Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Chad and welcome back. This week I've officially been in GenkiJACS for 1 quarter. For those of you who don't do math, that is 3 months, and I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update about what it is that I'm doing, how far have I gone in 3 months, how far can you expect to go in 3 months, and just what it is that my study schedule is becoming now that I am in the intermediate level. I made a quick list, just kind of going over the generalities of everything that I have studied, so let's get right into it. So first off, we're going to start with Kanji. So I guess first I should say, I'm only going to talk about the stuff that I've learned in GenkiJACS. I'm not going to talk about the things I do on my own because I'm probably a very extreme case and study like 8 hours a day, but I just want to show you guys, if all you do is go to Genki and you don't do anything else, what can you expect to learn and to know? So we're going to start with Kanji. I happen to have learned 152 different kanjis during 3 months. That's not a lot, in my opinion, but I did learn not only how to read them, and also in their kakikata, which is how to write them, and as well as their meanings, but their meanings are kind of loose and vague, so I don't really rely on the Genki method for meanings. Now, 152 isn't that bad, but it's not that good either. I mean, 152 will put you, at this pace, at like around 600 by the end of the year. So like 1/4 of the way to where you really need to be fluent, but that's why you can't just rely on GenkiJACS for kanji study. You really do need to do your own thing, which is why I happen to study Heisig's method. And in 3 months, I've learned the meanings for 570 kanji in 3 months, which is really, really good. So that tells me about by the time I'm done here, I should know the meanings for all the kanjis, and I should know how to read and write about half, which isn't bad. I think that's definitely a good start. And I can always, really kick up my kanji. I'm only doing 10 a day, 50 a week, so I could always add the weekends on. I can jump to 15 a day. That's not a really big jump. It's just a good kind of, I think right now I'm in a good kind of spot, so we'll see how far I go. And of course, during my 6-week break, I plan to hopefully finish the book, but we'll see how far I get in that. Next up in grammar, so in 3 months we learned 62 pieces of grammar. Now that includes singular pieces of one-off grammar as well as giant conjugations like passive, causative, passive forms, for instance. So from big to small we learned 62 pieces. I think that's pretty good for 3 months. I mean, you got to think that'll put you around 240 pieces of grammar by the time you're done, which is, that's pretty substantial. I don't even know if there's 240 pieces of separate Japanese grammar, because right now with the grammar I already know, and what I've learned so far here on this 1-year stay, if I read a newspaper, if I read a manga, if I watch an anime, there's a good chance I could know like upwards of 70% of what's being said. So I'm looking forward to the next 9 months. Now when it comes to words, in 3 months we learned 449 new words. That's not including the words the teachers teach you in class, the random one-offs and two-offs you need to do reading practices. They'll give you like a reading thing that's not from your current reading material, and they'll give you words in there that you won't know, and it'll give you a definition and like how to read them and that type of thing. So if you do consider all of that together, I'd probably be somewhere in like the 600 range. I'm just not studying those. So about 449 in 3 months, which isn't too terrible. I already knew about 1,700 words before I came here, so, for 3 months, that's not bad. I've been studying on my own for 2 years, so that's a pretty good pace we're keeping at. Now, here's the kicker. If you guys are not watching my Fluent in Under 1 Year videos, I've been complaining that the class is too slow, and that's because we changed books to this intermediate book. In the intermediate book, they're going at the same speed as the Genki 1 and 2 books, which the Genki 1 and 2 books have more material in each chapter, and we're doing the same amount of chapters in a week, so it's going significantly slower. So just to give a fair comparison, in the kanjis, in the Genki books we learned about 80 in 2 months. In the Chukyu book we learned 72 in about 1 month. So the kanjis are significantly faster, which I happen to enjoy. But that's about the only thing that's faster here. So in the Genki books, in 2 months, we learned about 400 new words. That's not including words I already knew, just new words, about 400 new words. In the intermediate books, in about 1 month, I learned 49 new words. Yeah, that's a real number, and it's very frustrating. And I will pause this whole section real quick. I just want to say thank you guys so much for making a loud noise. So many students came up to me that were even in my class and said, hey, we saw your video. Can you can we all come together and step up and ask the teachers to move faster, because we think it's too slow too. So don't think, I mean, that video got what, like 186 views in the first week? Like, don't think that just because it's so smallly seen that it doesn't have an impact. Because now the students went to the teachers and we all were like, this needs to be faster. This is not even worth our money. And the teachers were like, okay, we'll step it up. And so starting today, technically Wednesday, they're gonna try a faster regiment, and we're gonna see if hopefully this is where it should be, or if it's still not fast enough, or maybe it's too fast. So I will let you guys know about that. But I just wanna say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for making such a loud racket on Twitter and in the comments. It really does make a difference, and there's a good chance that because you guys made a racket, I'll be able to learn so much more and be so much closer to my goal. So I just have to say thank you. You guys saw something that was messed up and you made some noise, and that noise got noticed. Thank you. Anyways, let's keep going. So in the Genki books, when it comes to grammar, in 2 months we learned about 42 pieces of new grammar. In the QQ books, we learned about 20 in 1 month, so that's about the same. I'm not too angry about the grammar so much as the words and just the general pace of things. And the other thing you guys should know is timing. So the school, the average day, if you guys aren't taking extra classes, you're gonna have about 4 hours of classes per day. Each class is different. It could be grammar, speaking, listening, kanji, all sorts of various things. But the issue is class size, just with any class. Now, my guess is you guys probably are thinking about going to a language school, not just Genki, but any school, to get more intensive focus, which is a very good thing and a very accurate thing. You definitely do get more attention in this school than you would in like a college course, for instance. The issue is, so when I first started going here, if you go in the spring, if you go in the fall, kind of during the off seasons, especially if you're not in just the beginner classes, you'll have about 3 to 4 students, maybe 5 on a busy week. And that means realistically, if it's a 4-hour day, you will directly be speaking, practicing, having focused dialogue with the teacher for about an hour a day, which is really good because you still have 3 hours where you're listening to other students or reading or writing, but focused attention is about 1/4 of the time, which isn't bad. That's about 5 hours a week of direct, pretty much one-on-one time. And then about 15 hours of class learning, which again, still pretty good. The issue is in the summer, and I don't mean to buzzkill it if you guys are coming in the summer, they get so many students in the summer that my class, my intermediate class, which the higher you go, usually the less students you have, has 8 people in it. That's far too many. Even on the website, it's like, the limit will be 6 and we have 8, and it's just because it's the summer. And so that literally cuts down that time about a ½ hour per day. Out of 4 hours of classes of direct one-on-one time, and then you're getting significantly less than that in a week. I think it's only 2.5 hours of direct one-on-one time a week. I don't know how much you guys are paying. I'm a 1-year student, so I'm getting a significant discount, but my guess is it's like, if you're just going short-term, like $300 a week. My question is that worth that $300 a week to only get 2.5 hours of direct time? I would say no, but there's an easy remedy for this. The first remedy is just don't go during the summer. That might not be realistic for you. That might be the only time you can go, and if that's the case, I may say, hey, language schools in Japan just may not be your thing. Because all of them are like this, but especially Genki. There's so many people that come in the summer that I really can't say it's efficient for the money. Unless Genki gets a lot more teachers and breaks the class sizes down and has more classes in a day, I just don't see it being realistic. And so I'm sorry if that was your plan. If you guys go off season, be it in spring or fall, and also in winter where it's usually even less students, yeah, you guys, I think that's worth it. I think, 15 hours of in-class time, 5 hours of direct time, as well as immersion in Japan, that your daily life is now Japanese, and just going to the store is practice, going to the mall is practice, hanging out with friends is practice. I definitely see that as valuable. And if you guys do want more speaking practice, conversation practice, Genki throws they have Friday parties, they have, Genki doesn't have this, but the Language Exchange Lounge, every Wednesday and Saturday, you go there and it's free, it doesn't cost anything, and you just talk and you meet friends and you can speak whatever language. You can be the absolute beginner and speak mostly English, or I don't consider myself advanced, but even people higher than me go and they pretty much speak only Japanese. And what happens is you make friends and you go to coffee shops outside of the Language Exchange Lounge and you get to practice there too. So that's an invaluable resource. I highly recommend you guys utilize it if you get the chance. So yeah, giving all of this consideration, right? GenkiJACS, 3 months. What do I think? Well, Chad, here's my honest opinion. If you guys are beginner level, if you are still in the GenkiJACS books, totally worth it. The school, knows what they're doing in the beginner level. They really, really do. We are we're the first 1-year students, I should say. I'm in the first kind of class. You can tell they're still kind of testing the field and trying to figure out what's the best method and what can we do that'll build on top of other things and that really realistically will last a year. And so as we're treading, we're kind of finding what works and what doesn't work. And right now, I don't necessarily recommend it for intermediate level. In an advanced level, I can't speak from personal, obviously, experience, but I do have a lot of friends in the advanced levels. Genki consistently does have advanced students come, even though they're in fewer numbers. And they do seem to like it and enjoy it because they really tailor the class to the students, which is really unique to this school. So yeah, if you're a beginner, good to go. Regardless of your level, don't go in summer. Don't ever go in summer. Go in the spring, go in the fall, go in the winter. If you can't, then hey, wait till you're out of college. Wait till you have vacation time for your job. Don't go in the summer, trust me. Just believe in me, trust me, it's not worth it. If you're intermediate level, unfortunately right now I can't. Hopefully they change this and I can again recommend it, but just not right now. The other thing is Genki sufficient? In my opinion, if we keep this pace, is Genki sufficient to get fluent in a year? I don't think Genki on its own is, but as long as you're doing their homework, you're going to the language exchange lounges, you're using Japanese as much as you can outside of the school. If you're spending days with Japanese friends, if you go with Genki on their kind of excursions that they randomly plan out, if you are studying kanji, specifically kanji, on your own, as well as your own vocab and your own stuff, you're studying ahead. You're not just doing what that week's chapter is, but you're going weeks in advance and you're cramming and studying. I definitely think you can get to not only a conversational level, but I really believe from absolute beginner to N2 is completely feasible in a year. N2 is business level of the JLPT. I think you can do it, and I'm actually going to try. So for those of you who don't know, I made the announcement. I'm going to try and go from not even be able to pass the N5 to passing the N2 by December of this year. Now that's 3 months before I leave, but I really think I can do it, and I've already passed the N4, so we'll just keep going forward. We'll keep doing it together. And if I don't make it, you know, I'd rather have tried than have just kind of settled and gone for the N3. I really think I can do it if I push myself. So the same reason I'm hopefully helping you guys follow your dreams, and that's going to Japan or doing whatever you want to do. I'm right there with you. I got a dream too, and we're gonna hit it together. I'm nervous, but I mean, I can do it. We can do it together. We can definitely do it. Alrighty, that's about for this video. If you guys liked it, be sure to put a like down below. These videos take time, and it makes me feel goodsies when you guys like the video. If you guys want to follow me on my GenkiJACS journey, trying to figure out, can you be fluent in a year in a Japanese language school, be sure to subscribe to this channel down below. You'll get 2 videos a week, one talking about what happened that week in my studies, and the second one being about Japan, Japanese culture, Japanese language, my life here, all sorts of fun stuff, every day delivered directly to your feed. I think I said every day, I meant every week. Every day would be nice though. So nice. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or compliments, tell me in the comments section down below. It usually takes me about a day to get back to most of the world because I am 15 hours ahead. However, I do always get back as long as I see your comments. So if you have any questions I haven't answered yet, feel free to ask them down below. And that's about it for this week. I am going to a SoftBanks game here in about the next 20 minutes, so I gotta go. I will see you guys on Saturday.